Linda Reeves.
Okay. Linda, what problem brought you into our office here?
Well, I've had some thyroid issues for, well, many years, but there were some troubling tests that had come back with my thyroid, with my potassium, and a friend of mine had heard you on the radio, and she told me about your thyroid things that you worked with the thyroid, and I had had some back problems too for some time and was in pain.
Yeah, but actually not only have you had thyroid problems, you had your thyroid removed.
Absolutely.
So that's a pretty significant
25
problem.
years ago.
25 years ago, just
That
a young woman.
Yeah, thyroid and parathyroid,
Mm-hmm.
both, with 10% left in the thyroid area.
Yeah.
So I've taken a synthetic thyroid replacement for
25 years.
years.
Yeah. One of the reasons I wanted to get this testimony early on is because you had come in the other day and you were kind of amazed that some of the fatigue that you'd been dealing with seemed to be lifting, and if I'm not mistaken, you were sleeping better, or
I'm
I'll let
sleeping
you.
better now. A lot of hip pain from the hip area down to the knee would wake me up at night, and I would just have to turn over and reposition, and then just typically fatigue, throughout my day. Had some serious back pain around the first part of February, and had dealt with that for months, and just felt very fatigued after anything that I did. If I worked, that was all I could do. If I went to work for the day, and so the other duties were just kind of going to the wayside, and on the off days I would see myself not accomplishing anything, which makes you a little bit overwhelmed.
Frustrated.
Frustrated.
The effects of the thyroid, what would you say they are for you? Do you link those to the fatigue? Do you link those to brain fog?
I did.
Or?
Right. That plus the potassium. I think as that has improved a little bit, as my medical doctor has put me on some additional potassium replacement because I'm on a blood pressure medication. I think actually the medication is what could be stimulating some of that, but I did feel better a little bit after that leveled out some. But heart palpitations, just a feeling of jittery insides, those type things were some of the things that I was dealing with, and just a lack of motivation, I think. And I'd even kind of asked the Lord, well, am I done? What else can I do? Because when I would think toward a project, I would feel overwhelmed, which would bring on anxiety. So, so I dealt with a lot of anxiety, and I think some of that could have been, just biologically things that were going on within my body.
Yeah.
And so.
Well, what was it that you were excited about when you told me I'm already seeing improvement? What were those things?
Well, just just like I'm re-revved a little bit. I feel like that my days, I'm facing my days with a little more motivation and more energy. My sleep patterns are better. I'm not living on a leave. I would take a leave, for the pain or ibuprofen, and I think just being away from that, has helped too. Helps you to feel better. So yeah, I feel hopeful. I guess that's the word, that I would put toward that. I feel like there's been some immediate things that I've been able to recognize and to see that have been so positive for me, and so that is just something that's just worth everything to me, because there's things that I want to do. At my age, you start thinking you're old, and I'm really not.
No.
I'm really not.
That's right.
So, I really am, but I'm really not.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel what
you
I
have a lot more life to live.
A lot more, and there's a lot of things that I want to do that I feel like that I'm going to be able to do those things now.
And you will.
So, yeah,
I believe that.
So.
Well, that's very good. I appreciate it, because somebody that may watch this video may be hopeless. They
Right.
may have lost hope. They
Right.
may struggle to get out of bed in the morning. They
Mhm.
may fight fatigue all day long. They may give up on their dreams.
Mhm.
They may give up on their hopes.
Mhm.
And you are on the brink, really?
Right, and I have been for some months, some time, you
Yeah.
know, because this has not been something that's just happened overnight. I think it's just come over a period of the last few years and few months. And it wasn't constant, you know, I wasn't always feeling that, you know, that anxiety toward these things. I would have good days, but the bad were totally outweighing the good days, you know. And then with the back pain in February, now I'm pain free. I was like doing things last weekend, getting ready for a yard sale for a missions trip, that lifting and cleaning out things and doing things that I've not physically been able to do for a very long time. And the thing was, it didn't throw me in the bed. It didn't, you know, I got up the next day, went to church, sang in the choir, was able to stand there without pain, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just so, it's very freeing.
Yeah.
So,
So if someone was contemplating trying to get some help with the metabolic work we do, with the neurological work we do, would you suggest they give it a try?
well, yes, and I have been to just about everybody
Yeah.
I see.
And I
People that I
appreciate that.
know have situations and have dealt with things for a very long time, and they have that feeling of hopelessness to where they're, you know, physically not able to do things. And I really, and even my dad, and he's 83, you know, I would love for him to come and experience this, because I don't know. It's just, all I can say is it's very freeing, and it leaves you with so much hope. And we don't want to take away from what, you know, the Lord gives us hope and those things. But however, you know, He has also given us avenues to take to reach those potentials, you know, that we
Yeah.
have. And so,
Well,
you know,
we're
it's all
partners
about
in ministry with Him.
Right.
God uses people to bless people.
Absolutely.
Because He's not here right now, but He sent
Yeah.
His Holy Spirit to work through
Right. Right.
others. So
My pastor, that's his message to us, is we are blessed to bless others. And when we don't do that, we're in direct disobedience to the Lord. So we're gifting one another with the things that the Lord has gifted us with. So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very
Yes,
much
you're welcome.
for your time, and hopefully
welcome.
down the road we'll get to do this again.
Right, right.
Okay.
Very good.
All right, thank you.